Was that the highest champs attendance ever?
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, Orlando felt like there's more.
What year was Orlando?
2017.
IW, whatever that was.
Well, Orlando didn't go the whole way around. The like back of the stage was sectioned off.
Yeah.
Well, actually, in the Allen Arena, the backside where they walked out, there was nobody sitting like under, because we were doing the watch party up top. There was nobody like under us.
No, but
for like maybe a third of the bowl.
But the arena in that stadium had just the lower half of the bowl, right? Which ends up being kind of around the same amount of seats as it is at the Allen Center. But this one was split in half. It didn't go all the way through beyond the 50 or the half court line on it, from what I can remember. But yeah, it was the biggest one. It would have been bigger had we had our way, and we would have been able to throw the event at the American Airlines Center as the original plan was.
That would have been fucking insane.
Yeah. So, I would say that what we saw this time around was the same thing that we would have seen if we were able to throw the Huntsman event at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, because we had already had that many seats committed.
Dude, that year would have been sick, dude.
COVID fucked everything.
That schedule was at like, we were 3 or 4 events in, and I was like, okay, this is fucking cool. Like, we're traveling.
What, for MW 2019?
Yeah. Because it was just like, I actually really liked that format.
Of traveling?
No, well, of traveling
4 teams
and
per event? No.
And like 4 teams sit out.
It was 8 teams.
Yeah, so 8 teams there.
4 sat out, but
so at least you get like different winners. Like everyone gets the same amount of events, but you get like different, like you're not going to see one team just dominate, which I think.
Or you would, because like imagine MW 2019, like you guys aren't there and FaZe isn't there, but we are. It's like we're just going to walk through.
There's asterisks on every event.
Yeah, we're just going to walk through to the final. And then like imagine you guys are in an event, we're not there, FaZe isn't there. It's like,
but I think like for entertainment, like granted, like the players in the league might, it might feel like it's not a major event, right? But to the fans and, 99.9% of people watching, I think that was better.
Oh, yeah. Live and in-person events.
Because imagine if you're like the Huntsman, like your team is worse. Like you guys were actually capable of winning, but imagine you weren't. Versus like, say, us or FaZe, right? Then at least you get an event win. At least people get to watch you win.
Yeah, is that what he's saying? You win?
Yeah.
Carolina Royal Ravens with their first ever win.
You as players would know it's a pity win, but like
the fans would.
The fans wouldn't really.
You guys are a different team now. I'm talking about back in the day. They were not as good back.
I thought they were a complete shit.
They were shite, mate.
Did they get fourth in champs?
I just like the amount of tournaments you had back then.
I forgot about that.
Really?
I thought that was
fourth in
pretty
MW
cool.
2019.
We did slam them in that loser semi.
And then they got third at Vanguard Major 1, and that's like all that I remember.
So you were just saying that you prefer that level of events that happened back then instead of what we have now?
Yeah. I think what?
Was it the tournament organizers because they were like everyone's trying?
I just think like, dude, who cares about league matches?
Amen.
Seriously, no one fucking cares.
These league matches are such a snooze, dude.
Like, they're online. Like,
well, I said the league match system right now, it's like the start of a split is hype because like those matches are really, really important.
Yeah.
Like you need to win the start of the split because you got 7 matches. So the start is hype. The middle, once everyone's kind of like already set and there's like maybe 1 or 2 teams that can shift around to get winners, that's like just not great for any, because most of the matches, like the top of the ladder teams are already 3-4-0. Like their matches literally don't even matter at this point. And then once you get to the end, it's kind of hype again because then you'll have like a win and in scenario for like 2 or 3 teams. So there's like 2 or 3 matches that actually mean something. And then obviously the major is just hype all around. But yeah, I feel like the league matches right now just, there's certain times throughout the year where they just hold realistically no weight.
I don't like how teams can start in losers bracket at a major. I think they should have immediately gone back to pool play and 4 challengers teams come up to play in those pools. The majors were so much more fun when it felt like anybody could win the tournament.
Yeah.
But if you're going in because of those online matches and had like a bad week and all of a sudden you're set up for failure and you just feel like if you're a fan of that team, or even the few times that we started in losers bracket, I'm like, I don't even want to watch this fucking tournament, even though I've been waiting 2 or 3 months for it because I know that it's going to be an impossible task.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like COVID kind of just derailed the whole what the league wanted to do, it just derailed everything. So it's like you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt.
Hypothetical.
The majors were more fun to watch too.
If there's no COVID, we could still be on a world tour right now.
Do you think that world tour would have still happened?
No.
Without COVID, do you think it collapses 100%?
Yeah, it collapses
that first
quicker.
year format?
Yeah.
I don't think that would have lasted.
It collapses quicker.
That was like insane.
The amount of money that was that the teams had to deploy against these franchises would have been depleted by the second year, and this whole thing would have been what it is now, which is who knows.
This is the version you travel like every week, right?
Yeah.
Which it would have been a cool year. But it would have been
you. Only for you.
Oh my God! Look where we're going this week.
Yes.
Matt, I thought we sucked on land though.
I can't even believe that idea was like greenlit. I don't know how you could be sitting in a room and think, hey, this is a really good idea.
I will say, as a player that also was trying to create content during the time, that schedule would have fucking sucked for me. I remember looking at that schedule and I was like,
when
the fuck am I going to be able to do anything? I was tweaking. I was like, I'm about to retire. I was like, I have to retire. I can't stream. I can't. So like, that schedule for people that want to create content, definitely not great. Because I was like, holy shit, we have to go to Paris and then North
London?
Carolina in 4 days.
Cali?
It's like, what, do I have to have a fucking games case walking around, mobile streaming setup all the time? Yeah, that was
brutal.
That format was very cool, but it would have very, very harshly impacted players trying to create content, which I think would have, in turn, hurt the league. Because obviously, players creating content kind of drives that vehicle.
Yeah, again, in theory, all of these beautiful thoughts about what this thing could be were nice, but that doesn't mean that it can't be that in the future. We just, people wanted to, artificially grow something that didn't need any artificial growing. It was on a path to go where it needed to go, where it was a traveling circus. Everybody around the country got a chance to see it. Once a year, we knew that we were going to be in London or France, and then the rest of it was just like up for grabs. And now, obviously, with this thing, like the amount of the amount of restrictions that you have on where you cannot host events just like adds on to something that is already needing for something different, and that's always going to be something bad. I wanted to take a moment to personally tell every single one, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, what you guys have been able to accomplish post your retirement is something that needs to be talked about more often, because obviously, Karma, you retiring and then obviously coaching for 1 year, your first year coaching, and you lead us to a world championship. That's insane. You fucking retiring, going to win a Halo World Championship, and I know that second place 7 times in a row is not something that you want to hear.
That's so fun.
But it's in any other instance,
like
if you ask anybody else, would you be mad at placing second? Like, do you see that as something?
No, that's pretty. That's
Not
pretty
getting one would be
I
tough.
was just going to talk about worlds.
Dude, you know how many
Same.
times?
Goes on to win a ring.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, but listen, I just don't see in what scenario anybody can ever, I guess, from a competitive standpoint, and not winning one, and I don't make.
Just move on to Seth, please. Just move on to Seth.
Listen, I am proud of what you've done, dude.
Thanks.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
I don't think you should be as hard as you are on yourself over this last year.